Hi everyone, I've got a bit of a problem. No smart comments now. I've somehow got to get this pipe underground all the way over to the vineyard, but not just the vineyard. I need to get it also to other parts of the small holding so that I've got water for the sheep and plants and everything like that. So how the heck am I going to get this pipe under the ground without using a trencher or a backhoe on the back of the tractor? Well, I don't know, I'm not quite sure whether I can do it, but we'll give it a go. Now, all the ones which I've seen on eBay and Amazon and other farm places basically use a subsoiler and then use an attachment on the back. So essentially they are called pipe moles, and they look a little bit like this. This is a subsoiler that I've used before in the vineyard, and all it is just a sort of heel, I guess that's what you'd call it, and it's attached on the 3-point hitch, and you literally just drag it behind the tractor. It drives itself into the ground and basically gets rid of soil compaction and things like that. But what I want to do is attach something on the back of here so that I can feed the pipe down through it, and as it's doing the the trenching, I suppose, for want of a better word, it also lays the pipe behind it. So anyway, I thought I'll give it a go. My blue pipe, it's a 32mm pipe, so it's quite chunky and it's really stiff. It's quite, it's not, I mean, it will bend obviously, but it's not really flexible like a hose pipe. And I've also got this tube, which isn't much bigger than a scaffolding. It's not a scaffolding tube, but it is something similar to it, and it's very old. We've just sort of found it lying around, so I thought I'd try and use that. I have absolutely no idea whether this will work or not, but the idea is just to cut a whole load, if I go down here, cut a whole load of notches in this pipe, probably, I don't know, 10, 15, 20, I'm not too sure at the moment, just notches nearly all the way through, and then just close the gap up by bending the pipe. And if I've got enough notches, and I can essentially make the curve as steep or as shallow as I need to. So I'm going to give it a go. I've got loads of this pipe, so if I cock it up, I can always give it another go. Right, I'm going to put a stop on my chop saw so that I don't run the risk of going all the way through. And the other advantage of having a stop on the chop saw is that each cut is going to be consistently deep. Okay, I've done a load of grooves, as you can see there, but the only thing is, this pipe is, if it goes into focus, is 5mm thick. The walls are 5mm thick, which is really it's going to be tough essentially to bend this, even if I've cut nearly all the way through. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a pencil mark on the opposite side as a sort of center line. And I'm just going to reduce these cut marks so that they're more in the middle. That basically means that I've got less metal to bend. Okay, this is all very exciting now, because what I've done is I've made the gap between the two slots quite small. So now I've only got this much metal to bend, which is much easier. And as you can see, it is quite bendy. It's not difficult to bend this at all now. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to just start tack welding on these bits here, and then just continue to bend it, and I should get a really nice gentle curve, which is exactly what we're looking for. Okay, right then, what I've got here now is my nice curve, but I have a problem, and the engineers amongst you will know exactly what my problem is, and that is my pipe is too small, and also my bend is also too tight, which means that when I try and shove a 32mm MDPE pipe down it, if I can do that, there's not enough give. I'm going to do exactly the same thing now, but with this pipe, which is an old borehole pipe that we've got, and that is a 2.5-inch pipe, and we should have a lot better hole at the top to feed the pipe down. So I'm going to do exactly the same, put slightly fewer cuts in, and anyway, we'll see how that one goes. Right, I have just got the thing here. I need a few more cuts in it, to be honest, because even though I'm starting to get a really nice bend on it, I probably need another, I'd say another 10 cuts, something like that, and then I should have a really nice sweep. So I'm just going to put it back in the cutter and just do another few more cuts down at the bottom, and then I think be getting there. So it's just started raining, which is just typical of the UK at the moment. So I'm going to wait until it stops raining before I go on to the next bit, which was to weld some brackets to the subsoiler itself. Just probably short flat bars or something, and then a hole, and then I'm going to attach that to the end of the pipe there. And I'll also need another bracket or two to hold this to the subsoiler. So yeah, I'm going to have to just sort of fabricate a little bit and join that on. So that's my next step. Incidentally, this flat bar, which, I mean, all this metal work I've just taken off other projects or just scrap lying around. This bit here is 10mm thick, so it should take the strain on the, on that tube. So I'm just going to cut this in half now and put a hole in on the bottom of it. Okay, I'm going to be using this 16mm bolt at the bottom to tie in the bottom of the tube. It's quite hefty and I've got to get through a 10mm flat bar, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge for my pillar drill. Okay, so it's time just to weld that bottom bracket onto the subsoiler now. Just going to do that. First of all though, because I've got the implement attached to the tractor and I don't really want to do too much damage to the tractor, I've disconnected the earth or the negative on the battery down there, just down there, so I've got no circuit on the tractor at all. It should be absolutely fine because the quickest circuit to earth is through the big heavy duty clamp that I've got on there, so that should be absolutely fine. So without further ado, let's get welding. Okay, so I've just spot welded the flat bar onto the subsoiler there. Now, one of the slight issues I've got here is I've got a very narrow gap here with the 10mm. It's going to be 10mm by the time it's all fastened up. And my tube here is going to be probably the best part of 60-70mm. So if I was to not do anything else, it's going to sort of flare out like that with the tube in the middle here. And that's not going to be very good, I don't think. So what I'm going to attempt to do is just I've put some lines on the side here, is to bend this flat bar first of all away, and then I'm going to put another bend to bring it back again. So in essence, it will come out and then go parallel again. And hopefully that should look better, and also it should help put this bolt in, because if I've got it at an angle like this, it's very difficult to get a bolt in. So let's give that a go anyway. It might not work, but we'll give it a good old whack with a sledgehammer and see what happens. In order to bend this metal flat bar, it's going to be a bit easier if I apply some heat, so that's exactly what I'm going to be doing now. Right, I've had a bit of a rethink on how to do this top bracket. I was going to do it with this, this brackety stuff which I use for the solar panels, but instead I'm just going to try it with just a single bit of flat bar with a bolt at the back. I can tighten that up and cinch it onto the subsoiler there. Likewise on the other side here, it's exactly the same. That should hold it nicely in place now. So yeah, I'm just going to tidy up some of the welds down there. I have found, and you probably will as well, that if you're trying to weld onto galvanized pipework or steel, it's really spitty and it's awful stuff to weld on. So if you can, grind the galvanized stuff off first and then weld onto that, and it makes life a lot easier. So anyway, I'm just going to crack on to do the final bit, and then hopefully we'll be in a position to put it through its first test anyway. Okay, nearly there. Okay, we're not going to win any prizes for the best welding in the world, but at least it's sort of roughly done. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to find a bit of pipe well, just sort of see if it works. Okay, this is the first trial. I've got two sizes of pipe. I've got 32mm pipe on the left and 25mm pipe on the right. So I think what we'll do is we'll just try with the 25mm pipe to start with. I've got to bury both sizes, so it's good to give them both a go. So that's what we're going to do now. So I'm just going to see if I can get it into the ground to start with, and then we're going to see if we can feed some pipe in through the top. Right, wish us luck. Working, isn't it? Wow.
I can see how far away it's buried to.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, I didn't expect it to work that well, to be honest. We've just done probably a 30-40 foot strip, and it just went straight in. Did it go in quite easily to start with? Once it started going, it just fed itself. Now, what I can do is just the subsoiler raises the surface up a little bit. So what I can do is just go over that with the tractor just to flatten it down. But 25mm seems to go in with absolutely no problem at all. So we'll dig that back up again and we'll try it with the 32mm. Okay, that was the 32mm pipe that we just tried then, and it went in with no problem at all, with just a little bit more effort to begin with, just to get it feeding through. But once it did and it grabbed, or the soil grabbed it, then it would just feed through it by itself. So even the 32mm, the fatter pipe, worked really well then. So I'm really pleased with that. I'm going to just basically put a few more welds on, make it look a bit prettier, maybe grind off some of those galvanized welds which don't look particularly good. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that result. Now we can actually get on with laying our blue water pipes over to the vineyard and to other places on the small holding, and that will just make life so much easier. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you found some use in it, then hit that subscribe button. It really helps this channel out, and thank you very much for watching as far as you have done in this one. Till the next one then, bye for now.